In this video, I'm going to show you how you can use the Pixelate feature or effect in Pinta. Now, if you just found this video on YouTube, I'll provide a link below the video where it shows you all the individual steps, step-by-steps for pixelating subjects or objects within an image to make them anonymous. Now, when I taught elementary and middle school, for students that I didn't receive a release form, a public release form, I had to pixelate the pictures of those students when I would take pictures of them in the lab. Now, this is not a pictures of my students. I got this from free images. I don't want to use old pictures of students that I don't teach, so especially for web page purposes here. So I did find this online, but I'll be using these images here as an example. And it's not just for filtering out images of people's faces. Like if you want to take a snapshot of something on your screen, for example, a speed test, you don't want to reveal your IP address and let hackers get into your system, so you can pixelate your IP address and other information that you want to keep anonymous. And if you got license tags, you can blur out your number to keep it anonymous. And if you got a picture of a driver's license, you can blur out your address and your license number to keep that anonymous as well. So I will provide the link below. And this is not just a tool for Linux, even though my website is for software mainly about Linux. Pinta is a program that can be used in Windows, Mac, and Linux. Now let's get started. I'll open up my picture folder and I'll use the same example as I used on my web page. I use this picture here. I'm going to go to View, Best Fit, so that way it gets the maximum picture without creating scroll bars. Now this is pretty simple. You can use any of the selection tools. Since I'm selecting faces, I'm going to use the ellipse select. You don't have to get it perfect. You're just going to select as much of the face as possible. Then you're going to go to Effect, Photo, then Distort. Then you're going to choose Pixelate, and it's going to start with a value of 2. You can still see the face, so you kind of move it over, and you don't have to move it far. You can see that it starts creating little squares to pixelate it. The more you go to the right on the slider, the more pixelated it becomes. So if you want to see a little bit more detail, you can drag it over, and that way you can see where the eyes, nose, and mouth. You can also increase or decrease this number or go in here and type a value. Then hit OK. Then you go and select, still on this particular ellipse select, so you select the other face in the picture, go to Distort, choose Pixelate, use the same value. Now since there are two guys in the background, you might want to include them with this face, so you go to Effects, Distort, Pixelate, OK, choose her face, go to Effects, Distort, Pixelate, OK, and then the one last guy in the background, we'll go to Effects, Distort, Pixelate, and OK. Now once you're completely finished, if you hit the Save button, it will overwrite your existing file, the picture that we originally had here, which it says Science Students. If you want to save it as a different name, so you'll have your original file and your new file, you can come here and then call it like Science Students-02, and then that way I'll hit Save, hit OK. When I close this out, I go back to my original folder. Here's my original picture, and here is the picture now that I've pixelated. So you can use this Pixelate feature or effect to blur out things in your photos that you want to keep anonymous. So if you're putting images online, if you're a photographer and you've took pictures, you might want to blur out logos or something that might get you in trouble, or pictures of minors that you might have in your photograph. So that's how you blur out by using the Pixelate effect in Pinta. This has been a short video, but I hope it's been useful to you, and have a great day.